Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Hello and welcome back once again to a BoshNRoll video. Today I'm playing Legacy, and if this looks familiar, it's because I've done it before. This is Ninjas. So I've played Ninjas 3 times in Legacy before on the channel, and I have gone undefeated 2 of those 3 times. I also played a modern Ninja deck recently where I also went undefeated. So Ninjas and I get along pretty well. So I'm never upset to have to play this deck. This is back at a suggestion from Tim, who is a Patreon patron. Tim asked for this to be his league for the month. And Tim was not the only one. I actually got several people, several patrons asking for me to play Ninjas for them this month. Tim just got to it first. So this was a popular choice, and a lot of people wanted to see it revisited. So if you're here for the first time watching Ninjas, what the deck tries to do is put an unblockable or difficult to block thing into play on turn 1, Changeling Outcast or Ornithopter, and then put a Ninja into play on turn 2. Yuriko is the best one. Ingenious Infiltrator does a pretty good impression. And you're just like a tempo, control-ish kind of deck that just tries to get over the finish line and bury your opponent in ninjas. So Yuriko, whenever a ninja deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. Each opponent loses life equal to the converted mana cost. So this like Dark Confidants them when a ninja connects. This draws a card whenever a ninja connects. And important that both of these are any ninja, not themselves, because this is a ninja, and they trigger off each other, so you get twice as many cards. So that's the core of the deck. The wild card here is Retrofitter Foundry, where if you have not really studied this deck list, this might not make much sense. But the key is that Ornithopter and Changeling Outcast are both Thopters. So this is a 1-mana way to turn your shitty turn 1 enabler into a 4/4. So if you top deck Ornithopter in the mid game when it's not good anymore, or you use it to ninja something in and then it's not good anymore, you have a way to pivot into 4/4 beatdown. And if the game gets grindy, this just creates a creature every turn and slowly upgrades your board. And that probably will come up. It usually does at least once in a league. As far as specific technology for this league goes, Seagate Restoration is the one super spicy thing that Tim is doing in this list. And this is basically just the 18th land in the deck, but it's also a 7-drop for Yuriko. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Like, we basically are never going to cast this thing. It is literally just a land that costs 7. So we'll see how many times it comes up that we're able to 7 an opponent versus it hurts us that it's a shock land that's wastable. So we'll have to keep track of that one. But that's the spicy tech. Sideboard is pretty normal stuff. 3 Plague Engineer, that is the correct number. 2 Back to Basics, I love that card. And then a bunch of combo hate, Thought Seizes and Surgicals, Null Rod, and a Liliana's Triumph for the Merit Lages out there. And that's the deck. Pretty simple stuff. Let's get into it. I am on the draw in the first round, and what I have here is the Seagate Restoration as my only land, and nothing to even do with it, so this is a pretty easy mulligan. If I knew I was playing against Oops All Spells, I would keep that double force hand. Here's another one. Alright, what the heck, deck? That was ugly. Alright, I'll keep this. I have Changeling Outcast, so I don't also need Ornithopter, and I think that in the context of the ninja deck, I want to keep Baleful Strix over one of the cantrips, because if they remove my Outcast, then I have no creatures to turn on ninja, and Strix is also a cantrip. It just does less selection. So this is what I'm going to do, and those are the reasons I'm going to do it. You can debate for yourself if that's actually a good idea or not. Just going to play the basic. I'm not going to run into a Stifle or anything. Flooded Strand decks usually don't have Stifle, but Delver can play whatever fetches it wants. I will not be. Fooled. Weird. Okay, sure. That's why I kept the Strix in my hand. Alright, yeah, they gave the small to 5 a lot of credit. I guess that makes a lot of sense if their hand is full of counter spells and they don't have removal for the follow-up ninja. But joke's on them, there is no follow-up ninja. There's a follow-up bird, though. Alright, Foundry. So that would have turned this into a 4/4, but it's gone. But this is a nice threat to stick and play. Yeah, I can start making Thopters on 3 mana, which is where I am. Alright, so let's see if they just throw a Coatl in front of this. Nope. Oh, the jig is up. I don't have a ninja. But I have Thoppies. Force of Will, pitching Force of Will. This is not the fight I want to fight. I'll cast Ponder. Another Foundry. They didn't like the first one. So let's make another. I could get the Underground Sea. I really don't think this is a deck with Wasteland in it. Yeah, sure. Already seen a Daze, but there's my Foundry. This is not a Thopter, even though it is a flying artifact creature. I think it should be a Thopter, but I don't make those rules. Rename Nemesis is kind of a beating. Alright, that is a Thopter. We're gonna have to erase this Merfolk boy. And I have no recourse if they just go land Umezawa's Jete right now. I don't have a blue card to pitch. Oh, they are a Wasteland deck. All of the things that I said I don't want to happen have happened. Okay, so I fetched into Wasteland. Nothing I can do about this. Alright, so Daze, Wasteland, and Force of Will in a deck with True Name Nemesis. So it's just some sort of Bant Stoneblade deck. Create a 4/4 construct. Cost 3 to untap this, so there's no reason to do that. This is kind of awkward because I'm not really drawing to anything. Like, everything is pretty bad. Yeah, like Infiltrator, drawing a card doesn't even matter because I lose my 4/4, which is just more valuable. So I can Ponder again. If I find a land, I can make a Thopter with, or a Servo with this, but Umezawa's Jete is going to check that. I'm going to check if I even have an out to this True Name. Because I don't think that I do. No. That ship has sailed. I'm dead. Okay, now I know what they're up to. Gotta fetch exclusively basics, bringing in my back to basics, bringing in my Plague Engineers. Okay, back to basics are in. Plague Engineers are coming in. I probably want Liliana's Triumph, though Plague Engineer is already pretty good at doing that. And Thoughtseize is optional. This is a lot of cards coming in. I don't really want Nullrod on top of all of that, because Nullrod beats up my Retrofitter Foundries, and I have more Foundries in my deck than they have equipment. They probably have like 3 equipments, and I have 4 Foundries, so that's not where I want to be. Alright, Force of Negation, not great. I don't even really love Force of Will. If I'm bringing in these Like if I'm trying to play to the board, which you can usually afford to do against Stoneblade, you don't need as many counter spells as you do in the main deck. So Fatal Push is good against Stoneforge Mystic, but bad against True Name. But everything's bad against True Name. That's kind of the point. I have to assume Uro is in their deck too. I really want to cut this Seagate Restoration, so I will. Going down to 17 lands is kind of risky. Like, that's low even for a Delver deck. And this is not a Delver deck. Murderous Cut versus Fatal Push. Cut is pretty nice, and maybe I just don't want the Thoughtseizes. Like, I could cut more counter spells for Thoughtseize. I could cut Daze, and I don't think I want to go to 1 force. I like having 2, but... And they are also a Daze deck, so that makes things kind of awkward. No, I'm gonna go 1-1. I don't think that's right. I'm just out of time to think about it. I think I want Dazes on the play and Thoughtseizes on the draw. But I just have both. Alright. This is a ninja plan. Alright, ninja's in. First ninja. Second ninja. Do they have the swords to plowshares? And if so, are they hitting this? Alright. I would have hit the ninja that came in off it, but what do I know? I should brainstorm now because my deck does have Thoughtseize and all of the ninja enablers in it. Like so. Right, so I'm going to put back Brainstorm and Ingenious Infiltrator. Yeah, I'll put Infiltrator on top so I can draw it. So this is actually insane because I can pick up the Ornithopter for the Infiltrator. And then this ninja also connects, so I'm going to draw 2 cards next turn. And they have to make this all not happen through a Force of Will. I don't care about that. Alright, let's bring the pain. Draw 2 cards. Bang. So they can't stifle this because they don't have blue. Right. Found the land. That was actually great. And we knew about the Brainstorm being the second blue card for the second force. I'm pretty well set up to play a long game here. Let's fight our way over the finish line. I'm going to pitch Brainstorm to the force, not the other force, because I have a pretty steady stream of cards coming here. Yikes. I'll go Hellbent over this. This is the stand. They forced pitching force. They didn't think they would need 2 of them. Cool. Not the Yuriko I was looking for, but I will take it. I'm attacking with Ornithopter because I could ninjutsu it now. It doesn't do anything, except it does put Yuriko into play and save my mana for the future. But I don't think that's actually important. So do I want to zap this? All right, I'm going to play Ornithopter. I don't think I need to push this Noble Hierarch. I think I want to save it for a Stoneforge Mystic. Or let them commit an equipment and try to attack. Alright, or they just lose. I'll take that too. Yeah, that's the ninja start you want to see. Okay, so on the draw, I want the 2 Thoughtseizes over all the Dazes. So I'm basically not going to be in a position to pick up lands against this tap-out control deck at any point. The Force was pretty clutch, though. I might want another Force of Will on the draw. Maybe I don't need Cling to Dust in the deck. Like, that one is just sort of a techie card. What am I doing against Uro if they do have Uro? I can Fatal Push it. I can cut it. I can use Back to Basics to lock it out. I can make them sack it. Yeah, I'm actually fine against Uro. Alright, let's do that. Alright, let's just show me a good hand. This is actually fine, because I can ponder, I get my draw step, and I can ponder for a black source and still play Ornithopter. If I just draw a swamp and I can do the Ornithopter outcast thing, that's insane. Alright, come on, swamp. Oh, yeah. Alright, please don't have Stifle in your deck. It would be crazy if they had Stifle in this deck. I'm just saying. Alright, there it is. That's the connecting with 2 ninjas on turn 2 plan. And blue mana does not answer creatures, historically speaking. Alright, time to draw Force of Will. Didn't draw Force. That's okay. So they may have slow rolled a Plow for the Infiltrator, which makes significantly more sense in this situation. Or they might just not have it and they get wrecked for 2 cards and 3 damage, but I doubt that. Yeah, there's White Source. Oh, that's gross. Well played. Yep, that does work. Very well played. Okay. I'll have to deal with that on a future turn. Yep, Ninjutsu is a creature entering the battlefield that wasn't cast. Why wouldn't you attack there? What are you hoping to block? This is unblockable, and this has flying. I am curious to your motivations, opponent. I'm going to ponder, because I'm looking for a follow-up ninja. None of that is good. Alright, so I actually think I want a Retrofitter Foundry here and just start cranking these up into 4/4s. If they have a Force of Will, they should use it. Yep. Do I want to Brainstorm and try to force back? I don't think so. I think I'll do better on my Brainstorm in the future. I'll get my 1 damage though. I'll take my Hymn to Turok Force Pitching Force. Field, no attack, no block, creature in play. If it's not going to block, it has no business not attacking. Sword of Fire and Ice, okay. So Lily's Triumph. Okay, that Force of Will gives me a lot of relief. So Triumph now versus Triumph after they go to equip. The pros and cons include if they go land, equip, flash in, coatl, they can play around it just by having 2 creatures. But that's not what happened. Each opponent I don't even have to target. And if they force, I can force back. This doesn't target for Veil of Summer. Alright, your creature is gone. Come on, Ninja. Yuriko. It's not gone yet. Yuriko. Bummer. Alright, so I don't need 2 Plague Engineers. And I'm not convinced I need this Force of Will either. Let's get a peek over there. See what you're hiding. Council's Judgment and Force of Negation. Alright, none of that's very good. And Flooded Strand can't fetch Dryad Arbor, so I'm not worried about that. I am going to fetch this with this Polluted Delta. I just want to see what I'm up against first. So I hope they drew True Name Nemesis. Yep, very nice. Had it covered. Right, so I have seen Wasteland out of them. Double black is not very good though, and 3 mana is plenty to do what I need to do, if they have it. Gonna name a Rogue. That is a Merfolk Rogue. Another Ponder and another Delta. I actually do like the Ponder and I like the extra mana, so no complaints there. Yeah, if they just brick on their draw step, they can Force of Negation, like hardcast Force of Negation on my cantrip. Is probably worth doing. Because if I find the ninja, then they're screwed. Alright, they agree. So I know my top card is a land that I don't want. So I'm going to fetch first. And then go to the Brainstorm and try to find a ninja. There we go. Now I'm just going to draw all those cards I put back with Brainstorm. Hope they don't have Swords to Plowshares as their one card in hand. Oh, alright. That Force of Will is not helpful right now. I didn't play this out because if they have Supreme Verdict, I don't want to be left with nothing. Alright, they're just dead. Ninjutsu. Another undefeated run begins. I'm on the draw with kind of an awkward one, but I'm going to keep it. Island Ponder is strong. If I draw a black source, I have the turn 2 ninja. If not, I might have to play a little slower. I could also ponder into Ornithopter and set up a turn 2 ninja. My opponent's username is Days. I wonder if they're playing Days. Alright, so Ornithopter Black Source would be pretty good. Alright, there's Black Source. I don't need Retrofitter Foundry right away. Alright, so I'm drawing the Black Source and I have Fatal Push available. Oh, that was bad. I don't have double black. I should have put Retrofitter Foundry second. So I can go Foundry, Outcast, then even if they have the removal, I get a 4/4. Yeah, I fucked up that whole turn. I'm just gonna be past the turn with this awkward island sitting there, untapped. Is this... Alright, not a combo deck. Wish I was casting Retrofitter Foundry right now, but I played bad and deserve to lose. Alright, deserve to lose is harsh, but I definitely am not representing a 4/4 that is immune from removal the way I would like to. I can Brainstorm looking for a Force of Will if I need one, but Abrupt Decay makes that not so good. Retrofitter Foundry is the top card in my deck, so I know I'm not drawing a land. Maybe this is an opportunity for an end step Brainstorm. Try to hit my land drop. Yep, wish that was a 4/4 now. Alright, yeah, I am going to go for end step Brainstorm, try to hit land drop. So, I don't think I need this Murderous Cut. The second Infiltrator might be asking a lot. Oh, I'm going to draw it anyway, because it's my end step. Alright. Draw that. I'll make the play I should have made last turn. Alright, that's worth a Force of Will. I agree. My opponents know how to respect this card. It's kind of a bummer. Force pitching Uro. That was like a 32 for 1. This library is scary, but I am a deck that pressures your life total meaningfully. Top card is Murderous Cut. I'm not sure what they'd have to play for me to want to keep that. There's probably a shuffle incoming. Teferi, Time Raveler. Bummer. I could brainstorm in response. Nah. They can get their bounce. It's fine. I will take my time. Like, Days wouldn't have even done the job there, so there's no rush to just make bad plays. Fling to Dust. Alright, that'll help against the Uro in the future. Alright, multiple ninja enablers. I don't think I'm going to need Fatal Push. And I can tuck Ponder on the top. Or I can keep Ponder and put away this extra ninja and just cast Ponder this turn. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do. If I find like a Retrofitter Foundry, it would be a pretty good setup. Second Outcast is good. Force of Will does not help me at all because of Teferi. Alright, I mean, let's just demand an answer. I will draw 3 cards if all this works, and if they have Supreme Verdict, I lose. That's what I've signed up for. Did you set up a Terminus for me or not? Alright, Terminus didn't trigger. So, we're good from that. So the Teferi uptick gives them so many things they can do that are shitty. Like if they find Supreme Verdict, then they get to go nuts. Let's hope they just cantrip a bunch and pass the turn. Swords of Plowshares also kind of collapses this hand because without Ingenious Infiltrator, I'm just attacking for 2. It also makes for an interesting decision if I should just attack Teferi with everything. Try to lock in my profits there, but drawing 3 cards would be so much better than that. I think I should attack Teferi with my 2 Outcasts and my opponent with Ornithopter. See if they want to protect Teferi or if they want to just... Like, I don't have to ninja. I can just go to damage and kill Teferi. But if they do something that interacts with my ninjas... Alright, so I passed priority to damage. Now it's on them if they want to respawn somehow. And if they do cast like Swords to Plowshares, I can ninja in a response and then still go to damage. I'm playing chicken with them right now. And if they try to destroy one of these creatures, I can pick it up by ninjaing it. Like, creature removal is not good in this spot. Because I passed priority. It would be very good if I just ninja'd. I mean, Supreme Verdict's going to be insane regardless. Certainly looks like they want to do something. It's like Snapcast or Abrupt Decay. Intuition for 3 things. Okay, so they can Intuition. Uro's probably going to be in the pile, which gives me a good Cling to Dust. Like, they could get Uro, Loam, and... Or they could just get 3 Swords to Plowshares. I don't even know what they would do here. They could get, like, 2 Uros and an Abrupt Decay. That's... But then they don't get the Abrupt Decay. I don't know, this is a weird Intuition. But the Teferi is upticked, which gives them more options. Yeah, I'm super interested in what this gets. Show me. Show me your plan. Because here's mine. They don't even know what's going on. This is a long Intuition. Okay, they did get Uro, Field, Loam. So I'm going to give them... I can actually cast both of my exiles. I can Cling and Flashback Cling. So I think I want to give them Loam. Yeah, you can have Loam. I'm actually going to make a move on the Ninja. If they have Plow, they have it, but they tapped some mana, and I want to try to push if I can. And they can't Abrupt Decay this. It's a 4-drop. Alright, so they did have the Plow. No big deal. Fairy's dead. Let's get rid of that Uro. Do I want to... No, I want to keep this as a blue card in my hand for the Force of Will that's on top of my deck. Because I'm going to need my Cling to Dust to resolve. And take out their Loam. But they are already going to be in the zone for Field of the Dead. They Loam back Field. And then... They play Field, and then they have 2 other lands. So they're going to make a lot of zombies pretty quickly. But I am here to pressure their life total with my unblockables. They are at 8. Yep, Loaming 3 things. We knew that was happening. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they had played, or did they play that from hand? Okay, yeah, they did play that from hand. Interesting. So they might just be like leaving up Brainstorm to save their Loam from getting eaten by Cling. Actually, they don't even care about their Loam. Like, I don't think they're going to even Dredge Loam. So I'll just hold up my instants and make them make the first move. Yeah, just passing the turn, I think, mostly favors me. With, like, passing the turn with no action. With me at 23 and them at 5, facing down 2 unblockables. That does favor me. They know what their top... Oh no, they fetched. So they don't know what their top cards are with Library. So you can use Loam to clear Library cards you don't want to draw. Also, Library has this cool thing where during your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. Choose 2 cards in your hand drawn this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life or put the card on top. If you dredge 3 times with Sylvan Library, you have drawn no cards this turn, and there's nothing to put back. Which is pretty awesome. Alright, I'll go for the Loam in the end step. So at least force some action on their end step. If they want to make plays, they have to do it now. Yeah, there's the brainstorm. I'm not going to fight over that. I just don't care. They milled a plow, which they must have known was there because of library. Unless they drew the 2 cards off brainstorm and milled the 3rd one. There's a lot of tricks you can do with brainstorm and knowing the top of your deck and a loam. Like it's kind of fun actually. All right, so drawing Yuriko would be fucking bananas. All right, well that casts Force of Will at least. I can race Field of the Dead from this position. That is a thing I'm capable of doing. This is Escape 5, I think. Yeah. So this fetch land is not 5 cards. Okay. Can't counter that. Now I can... Now I have 5 cards again. Like, this fetch land makes number 5. And this library is just Sensei's Divining Top now. But worse. It's just Miri's Guile. I think I need to dodge Uro or draw Yuriko. Those are the things that I need to happen very quickly here. Oh no, you have a spell? Not fair. Yeah, this thing on Ninja is lights out. I doubt this deck has days in it. Oh, but they can hardcast Force of Will. Oh, they're brainstorming in response. That's good. So they don't have the Force of Will to hardcast. They can hardcast Force of Negation, but now they have to pitch cast Force if that's what they have. Yeah, this is really bad for me though. I guess they would name Thopter. Or, no, you still name Ninja, or else you lose to Yuriko. Alright, that resolved. Thank you. I needed that. Alright, time to draw Yuriko. Oh no, they have more spells. Oh, it's just Loam. I'm fine with Loam. Yuriko for the win. That's not Yuriko. Alright, put you to 1. Alright, I think I can. I want to exile Loam right now. This is the point where they'll have the least options. Alright, that's a thing for the future. I guess if I had done that before combat, I could have shocked this in as a land and drawn 2 cards, and they would be dead. Okay, yeah, that was bad. Yeah, if I lose this game, it's because I didn't get aggressive enough. I didn't find the line. That said, they do need to remove this creature and then also handle this interaction, the Ornithopter plus other thing. They did not shuffle their library. I don't like that. They also did not shuffle again. Another Zombo. Uro is my nightmare. I don't love Abrupt Decay either, but I still am presenting lethal right now. Alright, let's see if we got it. Force of Will, please. Ooh, Yuriko. That's exciting. Now I have protection from removal. They need multiple removal spells. Alright, so ninjutsu this. And if they try to kill this, I can ninjutsu this into Yuriko. You can flip multiple ninjas around. Or they just didn't have it. Alright, tight game. We raced a Field of the Dead with an unblockable 1/1. So Surgical extraction's a thing I want. Back to basics is a thing I want. Plague Engineer. Like, Plague Engineer is good against zombies. Like, if you play 3 of them, it's reasonable to try to find 2 and just shut down a zombie plan. But I think between Back to Basics and Surgical, I'm doing enough of that already. Thoughtseize is optional. Engineered Explosives also optional. I can do it on 0 to clear out zombies if I need to, but again, that's planning for a game where there are zombies, which is not the game I want to play. I think Force of Negation is probably better than Force of Will in this matchup because of Loam, specifically. Fatal Push did not look like it was carrying its weight that game. Do I want to go to 0 removal spells? Probably not. They do have Uro. So leaving the Cut in there and Brazen Borrower are both something of interest to me. Cling to Dust was solid. This is not a great Daze matchup, especially on the draw. Do I want to upgrade this Force of Will to a Force of Negation? Maybe. Do I need all 3 surgicals? I guess that's a better question. Like, I obviously want some to control the Uro and Loam, but bringing in all 3 could be a plan for, like, Reanimator or Dredge. But I don't know that we need all that against this deck. Yeah, I think I like this. Thoughtseize is the other card. Alright, I'm on the draw, so I think I like Thoughtseize better than Daze. And is Thoughtseize better than Force of Will? Do I need 6 forces in my deck against this deck? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm in the Thoughtseize business. Oh, they played a Plague Engineer that game, didn't they? Whoops. I've just submitted my deck with only 1 removal spell in it. This is unfortunately a mulligan. Ooh, this needs some help, but it's a keep. If you're not willing to keep hands like this, what are you even doing? I'm bottoming one of the lands. I'm deciding if it should be the fetch land or the island, and I think it's the island. Because this feeds escape. And also, if I end up drawing another land, this can help shuffle, so I think that's better. I have 2 draw steps to find one of my ninjas. Alright, Honorary Ninja Baleful Strix. We'll see if they respect Changeling Outcast enough to just Abrupt Decay it. What's going on here? Did they... Oh, okay. I was like, did they miss a land drop or did they just move through their main phase? It's fine. Carpet of Flowers. Okay. Bummer. I am going to have to put an island into play this turn. Do I want basic island? Like, I brought in my own Back to Basics. They don't have Wasteland. I don't think there's any way they have their own Back to Basics from what I saw last game. But I think I'm going to get Island just to be safe. So my deck is a lot blacker than it is blue in these post-board games. Okay, I have a lot of this ninja. I would like one of my other ninjas now. This is good for 1 mana. I mean, I will force a Teferi. Not going to fight over Uro. I have the Surgical for that. Oh, they stacked it backwards, so I should have Surgical before the draw trigger. I can play around Force of Negation by doing this now. But also, what's the rush? They can't escape it for a while. Right, they don't have a removal spell. Or they don't have a removal spell that... They don't have sword... They don't have Abrupt Decay. They might have Swords to Plowshares, because Abrupt Decay doesn't beat the ninja. Alright, I'm going to fetch Swamps. Just get in here. When I draw that Yuriko, I want to go the fuck off. And I can check their hand with Surgical. If I do draw a ninja. I can check their hand with Surgical anytime, really. So this is card number 3. Card number 4 is here. And all of the information about them lacking a removal spell that I gleaned from the last combat step is now irrelevant because they cast Brainstorm. Leovold. Alright, I'm going to extract Uro in response and see how my Force of Will hold up. And they might want to fight over for this. Oh, this is not a good hand. Check out this deck. 3 Decays, 3 Plows, 1 Jace, 3 Plague Engineer. That's a lot. I need to get ahead of that. 2 Teferis. Not a lot of ways to win the game with these Uros gone. And I'm about to force the Evold as well. Oh, they do have a Containment Priest also. My opponents are smart. They know about Containment Priest. And their hand is Return to Nature and 2 lands. Alright, Yuriko off the top. Come on. Give it to me, dealer. Yuriko. Fuck. Alright, well. I get absolutely destroyed by Plague Engineer anyway. So I might as well lean in and go for the absolute combo kill with a ninja. Gotta pull way ahead of any spot removal. Okay, that's bad. Come on, deck. Yuriko. Shit, with Brainstorm that doesn't help because I don't have what I need. Thoughtseize, Retrofitter Foundry is good. Thoughtseize is bad. All of this is bad, actually. They have Return to Nature, so I'm going to attack for 4. And then when they return to nature my Retrofitter Foundry, I'll make one of these into a 4/4. Ooh, they didn't do it in the end step. They hesitated. But Field of the Dead is on now. Just missing on a ninja the whole game here has been bad, and we know that my top cards are not helpful. But like I said, they don't have many win cons in their deck at this point. So they don't really need them. Actually, these are better as 1/1s. Because they can just fetch and double block a 4/4, but they're unblockable in this mode. So do I want to Thoughtseize or do I want to hold up double activation? I think I'd rather double activation. See, I would not have fetched Triome here because I think that card is better if you draw it and cycle it when you're in top deck mode like this. What are they saving the Return to Nature for if they're not taking out my Retrofitter Foundry? I guess, like I said though, I guess they don't care about it. They're at 4 life. Yeah, this has been a tight game. Everything has gone wrong for me. There's a bad one. Dacathopter. And now they can return to nature and stop me from getting a second construct. Because I'm going to untap this. Oh, wow. They did this in the worst possible order. They needed to wait for me to untap, and then they can do that, and then they blow me out. But now I get 2 4/4s for no reason. And I guess they would name Bird and not Ninja, because they need to remove the Strix from play, and the outcasts are everything. Yeah, I would name Bird with this Plague Engineer. All right, carry on. That was not the optimal line. I hope they just autopilot name Ninja. Wow, they did. Yeah, this Strix is a legitimate win condition. One card in their hand, and it was put there on purpose with Sylvan Library. Let's get a look at it. Casting. Corrupt Decay, alright. So I take 2 for no reason. So if I attack with my creatures, they can clear the board and leave a 2/2. Let's see if they chump or if they take the actual clear the board line. Alright, yep, they took the clear the board line. And removing Plague Engineer from play is fine with me. So now every land is a real threat, so I think we've missed our window to win this game. Just gotta hope the top of their deck is bad forever. Yeah, I should have fetched the Underground Sea, I think. Oh, well, there's Jace. I'll take like one more draw step and see what happens, but I'm not feeling good about this because none of my creatures have haste and I have no reach. So, like, anything I put into play, Jace can just bounce. Alright, I'll concede. They got over the hump there. Literally never drew a ninjutsu ninja. Drew all the enablers, no payoffs. So you're gonna lose games where that happens. The Plague Engineer makes me want another answer in the deck. Do I still want Thoughtseize on the play, or do I bring Daze back in? I don't like this technology. I'll just say it. Not a fan. Like, I really want to hit my land drops against this deck, but I really don't want this goofy card in my deck either. But, I don't think I can cut it. Like, this is a matchup where if I get my mana under me early, that's just such a big deal. Two Thoughtseizes and... what did I just bring in? The second Thoughtseize? No, I brought back in a Fatal Push. So I have 3 Force of Willows, Murderous Cut, Thoughtseize, Surgical. Well, Surgical doesn't deal with it, but I don't know. Alright. I'm not doing that. No respect. Liliana the Last Hope. They have 3 or 4 Abrupt Decays in their deck, so I'm not playing Liliana either. Maybe I just need every Force of everything in the deck. I just need to smash through on the tempo plan. No, alright. I'm gonna just submit the same deck again. I thought about it and came up with the same answer. Thoughtseize, Brainstorm, Retrofitter Foundry. This does not exactly come out blazing, but I don't think that it needs to. So, okay. I'm going to play Retrofit or Foundry, then I'm going to Brainstorm Thoughtseize on turn 2. Turn 2 is where Sylvan Library becomes a thing that I need to think about. They don't have 1-drops that I need to respect, so I won't. That's a good one. So I'll put these 2 swamps back into the deck, and then I'll fetch one of them. Please don't have Veil of Summer. That's like the only thing they can do with this Savannah that I care about. Hey, look at that. Sylvan Library. That's the thing I said. They do have Wasteland in the deck. I am surprised by that, but okay. Alright, so I'm going to have to work through 2 removal spells, but I have Retrofit or Foundry, which does demand 2 removal spells for every creature, unless they just decay this now, which I think is a fine choice. Alright, that's what they did. Hope I draw another one. So main phase Brainstorm. Oh, I did draw another one. Alright, I don't want these lands. Yeah, I think I want Island. That hard casts the Force of Negation, and it plays around my back to basics that's coming. So they played Underground Sea and Abrupt Decay. And I have 2 threats. I'm somewhat overwhelming the Swords to Plowshares right now. If they play something like Teferi, I think I just need to let it resolve and hope that they didn't draw Force of Will. Because I want this back to basics to win the game. Bummer. Guess I might as well make this a 4/4. I'll make their plow a little worse and make a better clock. Okay, yeah, sure. They have 3 cards in hand. They don't play Daze, and they can't have Force Blue card because I know what 2 of their cards are. Bang. Alright, let's hope that's good enough. They do have a fetch land, and we've seen Basic Plains, so they can get that. They can also get Basic Island, so they do have some game here. Ninja. Surgical will eventually do something. I'm just going to hold up Force of Negation for a while. Opponent said boom in the chat. I think that's what I said in real life too. So fetching Basic Island is actually great for me because that means that they're not going to Abrupt Decay. Like I was worried about second land Abrupt Decay, but that sets them 2 lands back from casting Abrupt Decay. Uh-oh, found the Basic Forest. Ninja. Alright, ponder for Ninja. Alright, I did find a Ninja. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, there's Abrupt Decay in their graveyard. I can Surgical that. And I can do it in their draw step. So they've drawn for turn. Now let's get rid of their Abrupt Decays. Alright, they did have one in hand. Got them. Abrupt Decay from hand. Abrupt Decay from the graveyard. Their hand is Jace, Ponder, Wasteland. None of those cards answer the Ninja. Leovold still in the deck. They have no other... They have 2 Teferis and the Carpet of Flowers that can get them out of the back to basics. Or are they not even going to ponder? All right, Wasteland, Ponder, Jace. Got a ponder here. Yeah, okay. The Wasteland, Jace are the cards in their hand. That was a nice surgical. Just clearing the card from their hand. Did not shuffle. Okay, so I'm going to want to respect Jace the Mind Sculptor. Do I know what my top card is? I don't think so. Definitely didn't know that was coming. So, do I need to respect Jace? I don't even think I do. Yeah, I think I'm just actually going to plow in here. Max pressure. They can't bounce all my creatures. Loam. Okay, that's a good setup. They can fetch more basics if they have them. Hopefully it'll be too slow. Make a construct. Ooh. It's explodey time. They should be terrified of this Ornithopter attacking. Bang. Alright, so I'm going to stack the Yurikos after the Infiltrators, because if I draw Brainstorm, I can set up. Oh yeah, you're so dead. Just took a million zillion. Alright. Undefeated streak continues. Next match. On the draw for round 3. This deck doesn't need a lot of lands to function, but I've been taking a lot of mulligans. Alright, that's a key. Every day of the week. I'm going to get rid of Force of Negation. Keep Force, Blue Card, and Ninja Strat. Looks pretty good. Ooh, Horizon Canopy. We're playing against Maverick. Alright. Yuriko. I have to get Swamp here. Because they are a Wasteland deck. And having 2 mana on turn 2 is the whole point. They do also play Karakas in their deck, so Yuriko is a little more risky than would normally be. Like there might be a reason I would want to infiltrate rather than Yuriko. But I'm basically going to sit this Force of Will on and wait for anything that can mess up my Ninja plan, because if I can bury them in cards, yeah, that's actually tricky. Yeah, I don't think I can reasonably beat a Umezawa's Jitte. Just hope they don't also have the Plow. Please attack. Alright, good. Don't have to respect Plow now. I wasn't going to anyway, but now I definitely don't have to. Alright, so I actually am going to do Infiltrator and not Yuriko, because I want to make sure it sticks around. I don't want an easy answer like Karakas. Alright, so I can hardcast Yuriko before combat next turn, if that's something I want to do. And drawing that land is a big relief, because now Wasteland doesn't just send me completely out of the game. There it is. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Gonna waste me. Alright. Alright, so Sword of Fire and Ice, they're kind of building their own ninja thing. Ah, that blocks. Alright. Murderous Cut. That was actually really good. So I can play Ornithopter and pass with Murderous Cut up. I think that's actually my best play by a lot. Because Thopter can turn into Yuriko next turn and we get to go bananas, but if they commit their turn to equipping and attacking, want to make them commit to the attack first because that denies them the mana. Slice murderously. Alright, I am gonna put Yuriko in this time, because Swords to Plowshares gets me either way. I don't think they play crop rotation. I'm gonna swing for the fences. Bang. It doesn't actually matter what order they're in this time, because I don't have mana to brainstorm anyway. Nice. Outcast, Ornithopter. And now I'm just piling it on. I'm not sure what they do to get out of this game. Like, I can beat Knight of the Reliquary. They don't have black for Plague Engineer, and it also doesn't really stop me. I mean, it sucks a little, but it's not that bad. They've seen Fatal Push come off Yuriko, so they know that just random creatures aren't enough to do it. Something to Daze. They didn't see Daze. I drew that off the Infiltrator. Wow. That's desperate. You're facing down like super lethal and crack your Horizon Canopy after playing a spell. Yeah, that was nice. Okay, Plague Engineer. Their deck is full of creatures. A lot of them are X1s. That's what I'm into. Liliana's Triumph is medium. Like, if they end up with like one giant Knight of the Reliquary, Triumph's great. But if it's insulated by Noble Hierarchs, Triumph sucks. But Liliana the Last Hope can pick off the Hierarchs. So I'm going to bring in Last Hope before I bring in Triumph, but we'll see if there's room for both. Force of Negation is not something I want in this matchup. I don't think I want all my Force of Wills either. Cling to Dust is like fine, but until they show me that they're like Bant Maverick with Uro, I'm not going to respect that too much. Daze is worse on the draw. So that's 5 cards out, these 4 in. Do I think Engineered Explosives, Null Rod, Thoughtseize, or Liliana's Triumph is the next best card to bring in? None of them are blue. Back to Basics is kind of reasonable in a matchup like this, but I just don't think that's what this game is about. Like, if I were playing like Miracles or Sharkstill, I would bring in Back to Basics against Maverick, but I don't think that I want to do that here. I want to just be a better deck on board than they are. Thoughtseize versus Triumph is close. It's not Null Rod. I'm definitely not doing that. I want to control their creatures, not their equipment that goes on their creatures. So I think I want Thoughtseize. And I think I want both of them and no Daze. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, Fatal Push kills most things in their deck. Murder's Cut kills everything. Oh, we got the draw. I'll keep. I'll turn 2 Yuriko. Maybe I'll draw an Ornithopter to make it even better. Ooh. Forest Go. That's not exciting out of a Maverick deck. Yeah, even picking up the Force is pretty bananas. Like, if they go for Stoneforge Mystic here, I might want to force it. I wonder if they just drew this, or else they probably should have done it turn 1 to try to find a Noble Hierarch if that was in their opener. Oh, Caracas, fuck. So I can... Oh, that's Thalia. I was about to say I can let Stoneforge Mystic resolve and Thoughtseize the weapon. But if I do that, then it would cost me my Yuriko turn. But Thalia is fine. Yeah, Thalia's in. The Caracas kind of sucks, but Yuriko does function as like Rishadan port for their Caracas. Ornithopter just a little too late. Could have got 2 triggers off this Yuriko if it showed up last turn. 1-3 versus 2-1 tribal. Wow, we did it. We hit for 7 with our stupid land. All right. Maybe it's okay. All right, so they can bounce Yuriko with Caracas. They'll need another land if they want to play their Stoneforge. And I have Plague Engineer that can wipe out the Thalia. And even bouncing Yuriko, I have Ornithopter to just throw it back in, so that's not even great. Yeah, okay. They had a land drop, but it's not white, so that's actually huge. Alright, so they're going for Stoneforge. That's fine. What weapon are you choosing? Jite, a reasonable weapon. Okay, so Jite... So the Stoneforge Mystic actually just blocks Yuriko. Which, not the best for me. The Seagate Restoration making blue sucks because black is the thing I want to do 2 spells with this turn. I could Thoughtseize them and just hold up Force of Will. That sounds reasonable. Seagate Reborn. Yes, I'll pay 3 life. Field. Pay 5 of my life points. Turn. Figure out how bad this hand is for me. Plague Engineer, Sanctum Prelate. Taking the Jite. So Plague Engineer, they do have a black source in Verdant Catacombs ready. Dryad Arbor's mostly whatever. Yuriko's actually worse in play than she is in my hand because of the Ornithopter. Like this 1-2 blocking my 1-3. Yeah, I'll take the Rishadan port for sure. Oh, Horizon Canopy. Okay, so are they gonna... Oh, they want to prelate right now? I think I want to force this. If it's important to them, then it's important to me, right? So it is also a human, which gets shrunk by Plague Engineer. If they name 1 with this, then I can't ponder anyway. If they name 5, I can't counter the Plague Engineer. Alright, I'll force pitching Ponder. I want to leave Strix because that does interact with creatures meaningfully. Okay, nice. That's a big game. If this connects, I'll draw a card and flip a card. And if one of them's a land, I can also Strix. Yeah, that sounds really good. Doesn't really matter what order these are in. Reveal Force of Will. Bummer. Alright. I did not find the land I was looking for. The usual specificity problems of I need a land, not that one. you've ever watched my content, you know that's a hallmark. And I can kill this Thalia whenever I want, unless they play a more interesting creature, like maybe wiping out Dryad Arbor would be better. They definitely can't bounce Yuriko now that I have this flyer and the second ninja. This is not Plague Engineer that they're casting. Ooh, it's a hot Time Spiral, Knight of the Reliquary. Okay. It's a 2/2. Alright, it can be a 3/3 though. I'm going to Brainstorm in the end step, just the no shuffle Brainstorm. Try to get some velocity. I want to find a removal spell and punch through this. Knight is a human, notably. Okay, I found Murderous Cut, which is fine, but it's not what I wanted to be doing. Like, being stuck on triple blue, 1 black, being able to double black spell at all would be pretty nice. So I can Brainstorm again, try to find another black source underneath here. Get to see 2 fresh cards. Okay, good. Now we're doing it. I don't want this Outcast because it will die to Plague Engineer no matter what they name. And do I want the double Engineer or the double Infiltrator? I could also just get rid of Strix. But Strix is the spell I can double spell with this turn. Oh no, I can... Oh, I can ninja this in and get 3 triggers. That's nice. Do they die to that? Not quite. Like if I put Murderous Cut on top. Oh, but they can bounce Yuriko, so that trigger doesn't happen. This is interesting. I'm gonna put back one of the Plague Engineers. I'm just pushing for max damage here. Alright, yep, they're doing that. I still draw several cards. So is Murderous... I guess I should have played this because I didn't want this. I should have fetched in between the draw triggers. Yeah, I could have played that turn a lot better. Yuriko's back in my hand now, which means this is on permanent Rashad and Port duty. I think that cutting Knight of the Reliquary right now makes the most sense. Before they get to do anything with it. One of the few things you can do for 1 mana with a Thalia around. Their Dryad Arbor's in their hand, so I know they're not fetching for that in the end step. I guess if I cut before combat, then my ninjas can attack, but then it just trades with Thalia, who I can answer anyway. This looks like a Green Sun Zenith. Or no, maybe? It looked like they tried to Zenith and then remembered they had Thalia in play. We'll see. It was, whatever this was, oh wow, they're hard casting Once Upon a Time? What's wrong with that Plague Engineer in your hand? Cast it. That's the correct play. It bricks my whole board. It makes Yuriko not deal combat damage. Frees up your Caracas. So I'm going to play my Engineer on human. Oh, okay. So they can do both. All right. Deal. So if I play my engineer on human, clear the Thalia, I get to attack with everything. They're at 3. They have to block everything. The Yuriko is a 0/2 though, so it doesn't deal combat damage. You attacking with this Thalia, you maniac? It would have been right, but they don't know that. I'm just going to name human. Wipe that out. And then this is named on ninja. So Yuriko doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. So I'll Strix. Alright, this one does something. If I can attack and ninjutsu Yuriko and Ingenious Infiltrator next turn, I'll get a bunch of triggers. But Caracas still handles Yuriko. I mean, I'm ahead, but it's tighter than I want it to be. Alright, they found Thalia, who still is a human. Much to my opponent's disappointment. Still a human. Uh-oh. No, don't cast it, please. Ouch. I was rooting for you. They said whoops in the chat. I had hoped they had just bricked on the Once Upon a Time and didn't completely forget about Plague Engineer. Alright, so how does this work? Not well enough, I think, is the answer. So I'll play this and name Carrier. So now if they want to block, they're going to lose that. I'm going to connect with this one. Yeah, I should attack with this too, because they're out of humans. I don't care about that at this point. They have no cards in their hand. Alright, we're going to kill the Stoneforge. Ingenious. We'll draw 3 cards. Ancestral Recall. Maybe a Force of Will to just shut the door. I'm pretty sure the door is closed, but alright. No love on the Force of Will. I don't know what Maverick can do to get around this at this point. Yeah, so I can play my 3rd Plague Engineer named Carrier again to wipe theirs out and just unleash my hell. No play. There are not many instants in their deck. The Cannibalistic Plague Engineer. So if they plow the first one in response, then I just name Dryad instead. And I remove a blocker either way. Then we just fire in. As long as I can't deck myself from this attack. But they are at 1. Yeah. GG's. 3 and 0. Ninjas can't lose. I'm on the play in the 4th round. And this hand has Ornithopter for the enable. And Brainstorm. So this might be a hand where I no shuffle Brainstorm. Yeah, so I think I want to play... Ooh, it's awkward with the Underground Sea too. That opens me up to Wasteland in a pretty big way. So I could go Fetch land, Ornithopter, see if I naturally draw Ninja and set up for a longer game with Brainstorm if I don't. Or I could Brainstorm end step, hope that one of my top 3 is a Ninja, and that my opponent can interact with it. Rich Callie would tell me to cast Brainstorm, but I'm a wuss. If this was Basic Island, I think I would Brainstorm, but exposing myself to Wasteland and a removal spell, and the fail rate of just missing, like, I'm looking for 7 cards in my top 3. I don't like it. I'll just draw Yuriko. Not quite. Alright, so I can Brainstorm here. Maybe I should have attacked. Give them a chance to get scared. So I can put Seagate Restoration back into the deck. I want Daze. I don't know if I want Fatal Push yet. Kind of want to keep a 3rd land around. Yeah, I just want everything. Alright, I'll put Fatal Push into the deck. Polluted Delta with no 1-drop reads combo to me more than it reads Delver. Alright, so Basic Island, Retrofitter Foundry. I'll at least make a 4/4 if I can't do anything else. Ooh, they had Force. Force, Pitching Force. Alright, so they're not combo. That's fine. Got a Hymn to Turok. Oh, there's some sort of Uro deck. You got it. Alright, going into 3 mana, I have my draw step plus Ponder, so I get to look at up to 5 cards to try to find a Ninja to pop off with. Though I'll probably Daze something this turn. Yeah, that's not really a card that I can reasonably mash through. Ninja. Brazen Borrower, not bad, but it's not a Ninja. Okay, cool. 2 ninjas. So I'm setting up a draw 2 for next turn, and I have Force of Negation to protect that line. I have the 2nd land lined up, so I'm good against Wasteland. Abrupt Decay is a bummer, but they do have to target one of my creatures with it because the Infiltrator's too big. Gotta be Uro, yeah. I have Brazen Borrower for Uro. Field of the Dead. Okay, so I am going to get my draw 2 off. Attack. Beep boop. Build. Reverse Blightning. You take 3 and I draw 2 cards. Found a Ponder to cast. Guess I should have waited until after the damage to play my land, because I would have preferred to play the Basic Island and save my fetch land. Hell yeah, Yuriko. Alright, get my Thoppies thopping. So if they just bring back Uro this turn, they need another card in their graveyard to do that first. So like fetch land does it, and then I can Yuriko plus Brazen Borrow the Uro. Okay, so they're not going to be able to Uro this turn. They just paid mana for something that isn't Uro, and they have a colorless land. This is the Uro for next turn. Unless they have main deck Carpet of Flowers, which would still need a land drop to actually cast Uro. Hope they don't have Supreme Verdict. Wow, I would be dead to that. Would be a weird card to have in this deck, though. Alright, so I'm going to get in with everything. Shouldn't have played my land. I need to slow my roll. Last turn I should have... Yeah. Yeah, both turns I should have not played my land before combat. Because now if I find a black land, I can't cast a black spell. I hope this just connects. Please don't have Abrupt Decay. Give it to me. Let me have it. No, no. Alright, Plowed Yuriko. That's mostly fine. Alright. Still drawing 2. They're just not... I'm drawing 2 instead of 6, and they're not taking a million. Right, Intuition in response. Sure. So this land also doesn't cast Uro. Wow, nice deck. They have 5 mana that doesn't cast the most important card in their deck altogether. So did they just Intuition for 3 green sources? I'm going to let them have Uro and put Caracas and Loam in the graveyard. Or I have Force of Negation right here. So, no, I want... They can have Uro, I think. I want to make them do some work. Though they're just going to dredge Loam anyway. I'll let them have Loam. A little awkward. Or, no, drawing Fatal Push makes it fine. I was about to say it's a little awkward that my only blue card is also my answer to Uro if it comes into play. But that's not even true. Dang. Oh, dig, 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 dig. Frantic dig. Yeah, Force of Negation against Loam. So nice. This is going to be... I mean, this is the same deck we played against in a previous round where I turned Force of Will into Force of Negation. Negation is, like, just better against this deck most of the time. So, oh wow, they're going to go Hellbent to resolve Life from the Loam. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, they killed my Legend last turn anyway, so I don't care about Caracas. So their hand is 3 lands right now. So they're just going to make a land drop past the turn. I'm going to draw at least 2 more cards. Maybe I'll draw Yuriko and just go nuts. Not quite. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm attacking with Ornithopter just to keep them guessing. Like, I don't want them to know that they have to destroy Ornithopter because I turned it sideways. I want there to be a little mystery in the world. Retrofitter Foundry's bananas here. Yeah, so I can... Yeah, this looks pretty good. Yeah, I can turn 2 of my Ornithopters into 4/4s, and then turn the last one into a 4/4 and Fatal Push Uro all next turn and smash. They're going to have a bunch of zombies in play, though. So maybe that doesn't matter much. Yeah, this Uro, they have... Fighting over that Life from the Loam was definitely the right thing to do, because now they have all these lands that are able to convert. Yikes. They have 1 unknown card in their hand. This has to be Uro coming in, and then they'll play the land from their hand with Uro. We'll see if they want to dredge Loam with their draw trigger, but I don't think they will. Like, they could dredge Loam, put the land in their hand into play. Right, they did not dredge Loam. Okay, so time to make 4/4s. Just like that. All those shitty ornithopters are real boys. So I want to turn this ornithopter, because this unblockable damage, like we saw in the previous round, could be good. Do I even attack with Ingenious Infiltrator? Probably not. Okay. That is almost the same as getting Fatal Pushed. I guess you gain a little more life next turn, but sure. So if I attack with Infiltrator, yeah, that does make their blocks a lot worse against my 4/4s. They can double block Infiltrator, but if they do that, then one of the 4/4s is going to get through. I'm going to draw 2 cards regardless. Oh wow, they're going to just let me have 3 cards. Unless they have a removal spell. Oh, if their last card is like Swords to Plowshares, there's 1 unknown card in their hand. Or is it 2? No, there's 2 unknown cards. Yeah, what they drew for turn and what they drew for Uro, I don't know about. Alright, looks like we're going to damage. Alright, well, Ancestral Recall for me. 2 more Thopters. Alright, another unblockable ninja, another Thopter. I should just untap this now so I don't get blown out by Abrupt Decay. They did Dredge, which is good for a lot of zombies. But, so, 1, 2, 3. Blue, blue, green, green, or blue, green, blue. Yeah, so they're going to get a lot of zombies and 6 life this turn. Oh, they have to cast the Loam, then evoke the Uro, and then also escape the Uro. So yeah, they're going to have the mana to do it. It's, yeah, I think they have exactly enough to do it. They couldn't interact with my board last turn, so unless they hit like exactly Swords to Plowshares off Uro, then my changelings will keep changing a ling. Oh, did they have a second Uro in the graveyard that I didn't notice? Or is this from the hand? I don't even know what's going on right now. Oh, they must have had a second one in the graveyard that I didn't know about. Alright, that's fine. So is this better as a 4/4 or not? I'm not actually convinced that it is. Okay, I think it's better as an unblockable creature. Alright, Daze, just what I wanted. So, did they find an answer to Infiltrator? Just keep infiltrating. Force is pretty nice. Cut also pretty reasonable. Alright, Yuriko, I'm happy to see you. I have enough mana to overpower a Caracas. Like, that just doesn't really matter. Yeah, this looks good. I can Murderous Cut the Uro. Yeah, my 4/4s are definitely better on blocking duty than they are on attacking. I have the 2/3 as well. Yeah, these zombies have some work to do before they're gonna connect. Uh-oh. A spell? I hate spells. Okay, they do have Abrupt Decay, so what's the best way to cash in? So I actually want this to turn into Yuriko next turn, so make a servo. 1/2. Untap it for 3. Yeah, I am not quite on all the way up to straight to the top mode. Guess I'll just make a servo. Yeah, I definitely want this flyer for the Yuriko next turn. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I want them to draw before they know if they need to dredge loam or not. Because if they dredge loam, they can bring Uro back right away, but this way that's not true. A wasteland. You gonna use it? Yep. Alright. They float black. One, two, three, four, five. Doesn't matter what I exile, they're all the same. They're deciding if they want to Caracas or not, and I'm sure they don't, because then Yuriko goes to Pound Town. They should be very suspicious that I didn't cash in this Ornithopter. Like, if they're paying attention, they noticed that I had a chance to make a 4/4, but an unblockable creature was more important to me. Okay, they just got their loam back with that Brainstorm. That's targeting Misty and Wasteland. I don't think this is what I care about. I'll force the Uro, probably. So their hand is at least 3 lands. I've lost track. I probably know more about their hand than I think I do. So 3 unblockable damage coming through, and they don't know about Yuriko. And if they have a removal spell, they're kind of incentivized to point it at Infiltrator before my turn. Daze was the perfect draw for nothing. Attack, 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 attack. I don't know why the construct is attacking. Maybe it'll just distract them and put some zombies in front of it. That's right. And then I can Yuriko my Ornithopter. And then when they Caracas it, I can Yuriko one of my outcasts as well. And with any reasonable distribution of mana cost. Oh, they have Abrupt Decay instead. Targeting that? Okay. Alright, so they're just trying to soak up as much damage as they can. Yuriko costs 3, though. They could have just killed her, but okay. So that's one less ninja hit for both of these ninjas. But I'm still gonna take it where I can get it. And I'm gonna stack Infiltrator first in case I draw a Brainstorm so I can set up the damage. Hello! Hello! Alright. They conceded before I could show them the 7 mana bad island. Okay, so this technology has given and taken away, as I suspected it might. Alright, we've seen this matchup before. Back to basics, Force of Negation, 2 Surgicals. I think Thoughtseize is better than Daze. So these are out. Fatal Push, not quite what I wanted. Even if they have Plague Engineers, I'll deal with them with my counter spells. The previous one, I think I cut Force of Will for Force of Negation, but I think I ended up deciding Max Force was something I'm interested in. Cling to Dust is obviously great. That's got to stay in. All my enablers, all that stuff. Maybe I don't want 2 Thoughtseizes. Thoughtseize is pretty good, though. Their deck doesn't have a lot of gas in it. Like, it's a lot of air with a couple of payoffs. And if I can clip them right, game gets pretty easy. Right, maybe I was less Force of Will, more Force of Negation. There it is. That's the deck. That's a Yuriko. Opponent also kept 7. Let's draw Changeling Outcast. That's the best draw on the deck right now. Force of Will is a close second. Oh, Carpet. Don't they know I play a lot of swamps? Alright, there's that. Here's this. I should have played the fetch land, like 100% for Brainstorm, but I just fucking played my swamp anyway because of Carpet. Whoops. This should be a Polluted Delta in play. Because if they do something like cast Sylvan Library right now, that's something I would want to Brainstorm to interact with. Or I could have Brainstormed to put the 7 mana spell on top of the deck. So that is a line I have for later. That Ponder, what did it do? They did not shuffle. Okay. Force of Will. Close, I guess. So I could play this in shock mode. It's not an island. Okay. That actually made the difference for me. Exposing myself to Wasteland like this isn't exciting. You all know how I feel about Wasteland. But it is exciting that I get to develop my mana and blank this Carpet of Flowers for a while. Alright, do they play Swords to Plowshares? Okay, guess so. I don't think we saw any plows last game. That's alright, I can play that same turn again next turn. Yeah, so I can Brainstorm and fetch and Yuriko next turn. Getting wasted would not be great. Sylvan Library. Yeah, that's something that I wanna not have in play. I got rid of Brazen Borrower because I think that Brainstorm and Yuriko are both just gonna be better over the course of a game than that. And I'm gonna... What am I gonna do here? So I can cantrip first. Or I can just see what Yuriko gives me. Like, if it finds Thoughtseize, then... Yeah, I'm just gonna see what Yuriko has to offer before I do anything else. Because with the fetch land, I can't set up Yuriko's damage anyway, and that doesn't really matter at 18 life. Like, that's something you do when they're at, like, 7. I'm gonna play my fetch land and pass. Going into turn 4, and this Carpet of Flowers has not made any mana yet. Build your own Raven's Crime. Alright, so this is a spot where I'm actually just going to let this resolve. I'm going to have 4 mana next turn, which is enough to cantrip twice and still put a ninja in. I'm playing this super carefully, and I'm not sure if it's right, but it's what I'm doing. Hello, ninja. So I don't want this additional ornithopter. I don't think I need that. I guess I have to get an island at this point. I don't have to get 2, though. I might be being a child and just like, maybe I should just let them have their mana so I can have mine. But it's also nice to deny them the plan that they thought they were going to be on. All right, the card draw begins. Very nice. Yeah, I was going to Retrofitter Foundry until I drew this. That's definitely just more exciting. A Plague Engineer gets me a little bit here, but whatever. All right, you got a mana. Turn 5. This Carpet of Flowers finally paid for itself. Right, leaving up white. So by leaving up Taiga, it means they can't Abrupt Decay me, but they can Plow me. Because they haven't made their actual land drop yet either. So if they have a land, they can Abrupt Decay. Hopefully they tap out for like Sylvan Library and then I can ponder for a Yuriko. Though I think 2 Yurikos are already gone and I already play 3. Yeah. The math on that's not great. Oh, Wasteland. Hello. Okay. Teferi is not very good against ninjas because they're not spells. Bouncing Changeling Outcast is probably the best thing to do. Or not, whatever. Your call. Yuriko. One of Yuriko. Alright, that wasn't it. So I can ponder, though, and still try to find Yuriko here. Okay, I'm drawing to a 1 of, but it's a potent one. Yeah, that's a pass. Ooh. Show me your secrets. Can you win the game anymore? They said LOL in the chat, which probably, I don't know if they're tilting or if they actually think this is funny. Haha! It's done. 4-0. One more win. I'm on the play in the final round with the draw 2 nut draw. I'm going to keep. Force of Negation. If this Force of Negation was of will instead, this would actually be just the pure nutters. But as it is, I will certainly take it. I hope they force this Ornithopter. They're thinking about it. Like, oh god. I can't beat a ninja. I better force this. Can't even daze you. It's a swamp. It's so juicy. I don't think they're thinking about forcing. I think they just went to get a sandwich. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. How to extract value and defeat opponents. Episodes with Brian Koval. Got a little Hymn to Turok off Ornithopter. Pitching Force of Negation. Yeah, I have to assume their hand doesn't have a removal spell, or else they wouldn't have even fucked with that. I don't get 2 cards now. Bummer. I got 2 cards already. So we'll see. They just have Swords and Plowshares anyway. It's not going to go well. A Stifle would also be bad. All right, let's see. How'd we do? Should have taken a screenshot of the Ornithopter getting Force of Willed on turn 1. That would be a good one. Alright, so we made it into their turn. So now Force of Negation's live. They can't Abrupt Decay this. I will force a Sylvan Library here. I will not force a Tarmogoyf. I will cut a Tarmogoyf. I will cut a Tarmogoyf. Alright, so I can Ponder first and use the Ponder for Delve, because that's how Delve works. Oh, I have Fatal Push. I don't even need to cut it. And it's great, because now I have 2 spells that kill this thing, and once my Ninja connects, I'll have a blue card for Force. And then I get to play the Changeling Outcast as well. Wow, this is lined up very well. So is this like Bug Delver? What has Force of Will, Force of Negation, and Tarmogoyf in it? Certainly looks Delvery. Though I'm never going to be surprised about an Uro. Alright. I can cut that. Okay. Oh, wait. Slow your roll. If I play my land drop, I can Force of Negation for Hardcast on their Force of Will for my removal spell. Almost fucked that up. I gotta remove this Evold. It is bricking my shit here pretty hard. I could have pondered looking for Yuriko. Not sure if I'm supposed to or not there. I'll ponder and probably outcast, hold up Force. Oh, wow. Okay. I will be impressed if we lose this game. Yeah, the Ninja Parade is ready. That Fatal Push was a really good find off the Ponder. Tarmogoyf. Do I care? I could Force of Will pitching Brainstorm. Yeah, Brainstorm is not really what my plan is about right now. Because it's their turn, if they want to fight over this, I have Force of Negation also. I could have just slowed it down, honestly. Like, let my unblockable creatures get in there, but I smell blood in the water. I want to push my damage right now. Trophy. That's funny. They must know that the top of my deck is insane, or else why would I pitch Infiltrator to save Infiltrator instead of getting ramped? Yeah, they figured it out that Yuriko is coming. Okay, so this is some sort of bug mid-range. It's possible they have Delver, but I suspect they don't. So, back to basics. Liliana's Triumph for sure. I need to get through Tarmogoyfs. Thoughtseize on the draw. Do I want to proactively assume they have Uro? Probably. Do I want Engineered Explosives, or do I think my Fatal Pushes will do enough? Force of Negation, Brazen Borrower, Daze. I want all the Dazes gone. They are playing kind of tight over there. Alright, yeah, Daze. Cut was good. Force of Will. Yeah, if they are some like mid-range slugfest kind of thing, I think I would rather play to the board. Alright, counter spells down, discard spells up. One surgical. I have the cling already, so we'll see if it comes up. But this is a deck that is in a lot of trouble to back to basics. I don't think we saw any that game. All right, up a game in the finals. Oh my god. All right, so I can play off basics, ponder, set up Fatal Push for a Tarmogoyf, and Thoughtseize them the turn before I back to basics. That all sounds real good. Do I want to play around Stifle? Do I want to, and can I, are the two questions. All right. I am going to respect Stifle a little bit. My hand's not exactly like coming out quick anyway. So I'll do what I can. All right, so let's see. Are they going to let me get my island? Okay, I got my island. Do I want to... Yeah, I'll brainstorm now while they're fetching. A little awkward there that I didn't find the land I was looking for. Oh yeah, I did. Kinda. Weird. What a weird card. I think I kinda want Cling to Dust to stay around. And then... Wanna... Ugh. Don't love any of this. Alright, Changeling Outcast. Or Yuriko and Changeling Outcast, I think, can go into the deck. Does that make any sense? I mean, Yuriko, I need an enabler. And Retrofitter Foundry does pay off with the Outcast, but if I shuffle both away, what does my hand look like after that? Maybe I just shuffle away Cling to Dust, because I would use it to cantrip anyway, and I would be cantripping into hopefully a spell to play, but I would be shuffling away a spell I can play in order to get the chance to cantrip into a spell to play. So yeah, alright. I talked myself into not wanting to do that. Alright, I'll fetch here. Also, I don't think they have Stifle, but I'll give it a little bit of respect. They probably do have Wasteland in their deck, and I can't afford to get wasted. I'm also playing to a back to basics, so there's no reason to get Underground Sea there. And I obviously don't have Stifle off of a Swamp. Stifle is not a card Ninjas plays anyway. Alright, no basics. That's what I wanted. Let's see if it's good. So Leovold here would actually be kind of a beating. Him to Tarok. Yikes. Okay, they didn't hit anything super important. I kept the land and the back to basics, which were the cards I really wanted. So Force of Will is my best draw. There's no doubt about it. Pretty sure I win the game if I draw Force of Will. Because they would have to have 2 counter spells or else just die. Alright, that's pretty good. So, do I want double black or double blue? Double black has come up a lot, but I have cards that cost straight up double blue. And then cantrip into blue black is a thing, so yeah, I'll get blue. Alright, I'm making my move. I'll make them have the Force of Will. Long pause. They're either deciding which blue card to pitch, or they're deciding if they can win the game. All right, we're in there. Oh my god. No play, nothing. Ornithopter is actually pretty good. Underground Sea doesn't really matter. Because this gives me multiple ninjas to connect with and draw cards with next turn. I would have to shock this in, or else it would just arrive as a tapped land and stay that way, so I'm not doing that. Oh no, that's so lucky. So they can fetch Fatal Push, but that can't fetch a basic swamp, so that's not even that good. Like, they can do it just to keep the ninja pressure off. Or I can just draw 2. Oh yeah, Retrofitter Foundry. Yeah, we're in just crush mode now. They have to top deck a land, and they have to have Abrupt Decay already in their hand, just to have a chance to untap and play the game next turn, at which point they will have already taken 7 more damage and I draw 2 more cards. I think ninjas might be literally unbeatable, based on my data. Okay, so they found the land. Do they have the decay? If they do, what are they pointed at? Alright, let's constructify. But I will not play my land before combat this time. I've learned my lessons. In with the Ornithopter, make them respect it. So I think Polluted Delta is better to put into play. That can turn on Fatal Push, and Retrofitter Foundry can also turn on Fatal Push. So do you have the decay? Certainly moving like you do. So they need to have decay, and then they need to untap and overcome this board. Yep, no surprise there. So what could they have? Something like Toxic Deluge, pay for life, but even then I can just make creatures fair and square with Retrofitter Foundry. That would put them to 3. They have no snow permanence of any kind, so Dead of Winter is not it. I guess they could have Literal Damnation. But still, all of those things, Retrofitter Foundry will be here to produce 1/1 servos and maintain pressure. It looks good for our hero. They could do some like Uro shit to gain some life, but 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage is coming in right now. Even Uro doesn't save them. They Plague Engineer. Oh, it was actually Toxic Deluge for 4. That rules. Okay. Yeah. Those are gone and you're at 3. Okay, so I can make a 1/1 servo. Oh, they are a Delver deck. That's cute. I'm actually pretty close to casting Seagate Restoration. Alright, make a servo. I don't know any cards on top of my deck, so I'm not going to fetch. Yeah, I am actually 1 land away from casting Seagate Restoration. That would be the way to end this league. Alright, they're at 2. Facing down 2 removal spells and an infinite supply of creatures. Uro becomes very good in this spot. It wasn't so good last turn. How about that Toxic Deluge call, by the way? That was nice. Like, I don't care about Tarmogoyf, or even Leovold's not that great. They're gonna get a cantrip off of my Liliana's Triumph. Oh wait, no, it doesn't target. It's just each opponent. Get fucked. Wow. So I have lethal here with this servo, and Leovold being dead. Alright, they need a removal spell to be alive. And there it is. Another 5-0 with ninjas. This deck cannot be beat. Genuinely cannot be defeated. Alright, so I've played this deck 4 times in Legacy now, and once in Modern, and of those 5 leagues, 4 of them were 5-0s. So, respect the ninjas. This deck is very good. We saw the play patterns it creates. It makes opponents play weird, doing shit like Force of Will and Ornithopter. Like, that sort of stuff. Like, do you Abrupt Decay the Changeling Outcast, or do you wait until a ninja happens? And we saw, like, if you choose wrong, you get punished, or if they get up to 4 mana, it just doesn't matter. Or if you Abrupt Decay the Outcast and I just don't even have a ninja, I just play Strix, and you Abrupt Decay to 1/1 for 1. So, very difficult deck to play against. Tricky deck, comes at you fast, draws a lot of cards. This is a perfectly reasonable choice if you want to be playing Legacy. So, Tim and everyone else who suggested the deck this month, thanks for making me play it again. Just another trophy on the wall, and another good ninja video in the books. Everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.